G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm continuing my work on these little Shinpaku junipers that have been wired up. They were air layers taken a couple of years ago. They've been wired up over the last year, and now ready for to have a look at where we and how we restyle them. I think this tree has quite nice potential. It's got a lot of big heavy wire on it. It's time to take it off. It's got nice and healthy growth. You can see all the nice long shoots. It's really good. I want to now try and get it into like a shape, into its like final kind of look and shape, and then start to work on it. So I'm really zoomed in, just so that's why I have to squat so you can see me. But yeah, that's the plan. So really trying to take all this wire off, look at what the features of the tree are, what we're going to use. It's nice and twisted, really twisted up, nice, compact. Do we lean it over, make a nice little, do we lean it over like that, might make a nice little tree. But until we get the wire off, I'm not going to know. So I'm going to cut all this wire off, and then we'll come back and work on the tree together. Oh, well, not together, but I'll talk you through it and see what I can see in the tree and what would the features be, and how can we create a nice little miniature tree out of this tree. So I'll be back after I've taken all the wire off. Okay everyone, so I've taken all the wire off. What also does, it lets me study the tree and to see what we can come up with. Now, the tree to be honest, isn't as exciting as I was hoping it would be. While it has some nice, it's got very gradual twists and turns. It doesn't have anything really compact and tight. It's probably one of the early ones I did before I really took the risk of bending branches a bit heavier or harder. But I'm probably going to end up doing a little semi-cascade-ish kind of tree. Now this is probably the best front, because if I turn to this side, hang on, where is it? This trunk almost comes out at you, and the whole tree is behind you, and it really isn't a good front. It's a bit hard to show you with the foliage, but if I look at it this way, you probably can see a bit more clearer. The trunk line, it goes back, and then it comes forward with all this foliage here that we can flatten out and create a nice lower pad. Then I can use this one here to create another one inside, or could create the apex with this, and create a nice little short little tight little, nice little small, very very small little twisted up cascading Shinpaku with much less foliage. Now I'll probably have to, at the moment I only want to keep these two. Probably might keep this. There's a one little one at the back up here. See that guy? He could be the apex, so I'm going to leave him for now. Or it could be a back branch. We'll see. So we might need to keep. But these two on this side, they're pretty much either going to be. So they're on this side of the tree. We're not going to need them. But you know me. Let me grow them on. Let me grow them on for a year or so and see if I can get some size on them, and then we can air layer them off and create 2 more trees. So we'll never waste something that could be interesting. Now, if these were thicker and a bit more twisted up, the other option is I could twist them up more with some wire and gin them eventually. But on this tree, I probably just want small gins on this side rather than big ones, because I want the focus to be on this little miniature side of the tree. So you probably can't see much at the moment. It's very very leggy and bushy, but we're going to try and reduce this tree quite. We'll see how we go. I can't promise anything. I'm not even sure I'm going to get a good result out of it, but we're going to try and give it a go with trying to. Remember, I'm going to put a piece of white wrap around it, so you don't have to look at these 2 branches. But just know we'll be eliminating those, and then we'll work with this rest of the tree to see how we can come up with styling it. Now, I'm not sure if a time lapse will do this justice. So what I might do is I'll wire the tree up, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I physically place all the branches and stuff like that. Maybe that's a bit of a different approach than doing a time lapse, because you can't see much. But we'll try that. We'll do a close up and I'll show you how I bend this around and twist these around, and what I do to try and create a compact, small little miniature tree. Okay, so I'll be back after I've fully wired this tree. I'm just coming in close to the camera so you can see that I've wired up these branches that I was going to wire, and I've covered those 2 that would be eventually growing into maybe gins or to be laid later on. But I've put all the wire that I needed to on this tree. Now, okay, sorry, I should do it. This is you would have been looking at the front. that would be the front. So I need to look at the front if I'm going to do this. So I'm going to try and enhance the bend down more. Try to make it lower, like come down more. That's that here. Gonna cascade and make it cascade more. And then if you get a nice cascading branches twisting down, you should try and make the branches also have some nice bends and twists in them. Don't leave them straight. So that's very important. Make sure you convey a nice twisting tree all the way. Now I'm just going to cut back a little bit just to bring everything back into shape. Because I don't want it to grow too much longer in certain areas. The other thing I do is I try and remove anything growing down as well, because eventually we're not going to have that. And it's no use having downward growing growth. So at least now we've kind of got a nice pad here starting to form. I know there's some lower hanging ones we'll just pluck off. So I'll try and probably get a better angle at the other spot, but yeah, nice cascading kind of branch. The tree will come down and cascade down. All right, now we're going to try and put this guy. This is the tricky bit. Put this guy kind of in here on the. We try to get this guy here. See how it's all the way back here. I'm going to try and put him in here into this gap here to make it kind of make the apex. I think we need him as the apex, to be honest. I think it's going to be better with him as the apex. So when I do this, I try and go backwards first. So I try and, by going backwards, I'm reducing the height of this branch because this branch is quite long. So by going backwards, we're reducing the height. So go back and then come forward, we've actually reduced the height, kind of folded on itself. Now, I didn't wire all the sub-branches on this branch because I wasn't sure what I'm going to keep until I got it into position. I'm just going to eliminate some of these twigs that are too small and they're on the underside. Just having a look at it myself. I think get back and then come down. Alright, so I'm not sure if you can kind of see that, but I've gone backwards, twisted it all the way back, and then come forward. And come forward onto this branch. So now I'm going to wire all these some secondary branches now and wire them into place. So let me go away and do that, and then we'll set it up in a new position, and I'll angle the tree so you can see clearly what I'm doing. So I've wired up the rest of the tree in here, and we're just going to go and try and set these branches. I've tried to eliminate as much of the undergrowth on the branches, the main branches, as possible, because you're not going to keep the stuff that grows down. So that's important. Trying to figure out which one I'm going to use as the apex, or the top half to grow the tree. Put lots of movement into my sub branches. Don't forget the back branches. Have something in the back. I forgot I had a back branch in here as well now I need to put in place, but I think that's not too bad. Right. So I have the startings of a nice semi-cascade. Can you see that? Got the nice twisted up trunk, leads into the first main branch, and then we're trying to create an apex. It's still very young. We're trying to create an apex in there. I'll probably put it against a plain background so we can see a bit better, but for now, that's what you got. There's a branch out here at the back. It's actually quite heavy, and I don't think I'm going to need it. So it could be another one that I'll eliminate. I did wire it, thinking I might use it, but there's a nice little, so I'll show you what I mean. See this really heavy branch at the back? Now I could wire it in and make a nice little compact one, which, it always is a possibility. It could be a gin, but I've got a nice little small one here that will just fill out nicely and balance the tree out. This is a bit too heavy, but for now I might leave it and grow it on. Could be just another gin or another LA we'll take off. But yeah, at the moment I don't think I need that. And I think that's the tree there. It looks quite nice. This area needs a bit of work. I'll probably compact it down a bit more. But that's still all very young up here. I don't want to be breaking things. But you can see the nice little, I've left all the shoots alone here, the nice new growth, left it alone to push the tree along. So there's a way, there's something interesting we created from a tree that was upright initially, and now with all the bends and twists into it, we've enhanced those and created started a nice little semi-cascade tree. So spin it around slowly. You'll see what I mean if I just hide that. Yeah, not too bad. Pretty okay, pretty happy with that as a first go. We'll work on it in the coming years, but there's a nice little start on a tree. The other branches, yeah, as I said, I'll grow them on, create nice little LAs possibly from them, and that'll be it. All right, guys, there you go, another tree done. Starting hopefully of something, a nice little mini tree there. Could probably come in a bit more eventually, be even a bit smaller, more compact, smaller, possibly, because the trunk isn't that huge, so it's quite long for that trunk, but we'll have to determine that in the future. But in a year's time, we'll have a look at this tree again and see what we can do restyling wise. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.